Welcome everybody to Game 3 of the Final Fantasy Randomizer Spring Tournament match between Spellzapp and Monoci85. This match will determine who goes on to face Tristal MTG in the second round of the tournament. I'm joined today in the booth by the Hangry Canuck. How you doing today, Canuck?
Doing well. Ready for a nice, exciting match. You know, a little excitement, not too bad on a Sunday night.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a... doesn't really quite feel like a Sunday. We got the holiday tomorrow down here in America. And so I'm enjoying myself. I've got a little drink, got a little ready for the show tonight. I'm hoping that Mono and Spellzapp put on some fireworks. We have Woat tracking right now, and we're waiting for our second tracker, Thunderclaw, to show up. And looks like we're just about ready.
Same party composition here, so one can only think if white magic is bad, a white mage is going to be eating dirt pretty quickly.
Absolutely. This looks like it's the party of these brackets, it seems to be. Bring the fighter and double up on reds, and then potentially Dan the first. I've seen this happen in a few races so far today.
Yeah, this is the cookie cutter build for the week.
Absolutely. It works well as a 3-man group. It works well as a 2-man group, depending on how that magic shakes. So what kind of seed are you looking for tonight, Canuck? You looking for a free seed, a jet seed? You looking for a struggle bus all the way till...
I'm usually a masochist, so I'm usually looking for like struggle buses and stuff. But Sunday night, relaxing, chilling, I wouldn't mind seeing a nice, easy seed for these two. I'd like to see actually RNG out of the picture. So I'd like to see getting the floater, the canoe, and the boat early. And in that way, it all comes down to routing, not RNG.
Absolutely. I was, I don't know if I'm going to be banned from rolling seeds. I've rolled the seed for the SVJ One Fine Day match, and it was basically a free seed that came down to some poor RNG for our runners in the Temple of Fiends Revisited. And I don't know if I'm going to be walking back into the Rolling Seeds party anytime soon.
You can roll my seeds anytime.
I'm going to take you up on that, buddy. I like to think I'm in that boat too with you, Canuck. I'm looking for something not necessarily free, but something that shows off the skills and the abilities of these runners. Monoci85, the Buzzsaw. He's known for diving waterfalls and selling in-game gear early for that early gold. I'm excited to see him play in Spellzapp. He's something else, man. He's super quick. I know I did the commentary for the game that had the first round Bane sword from Falconic that took the win from Spellzapp. That was a lot of fun to watch. What about chat? What's chat looking forward to tonight?
Well, chat's been pretty quiet so far. I've been checking on it, but with the Will Cleosis match still in progress, we'll probably get the viewers from that match over to here when that's finished.
The winner of this match, like I said, is going to go on to face Tristal MTG in the round of 8. Joining Tristal in the round of 8, we have Tarnin and Shadow Walker. They already have a game in the books. Entered the round of 8 today, already one game in. We have Tyrannex upsetting Edgeworth in the first round, and they'll be facing off against St. Von Jester. The winner of the Will Cleosis Lord Fizzlebeef matchup, whether that goes to 3 games or if Will takes it down tonight, will be going to face Crab Cakes. Things are getting pretty spicy here in the round of 8, man. Who do you like in this round of 8 so far?
Oh, it's close to call. I mean, you get certain RNG. All these runners are good at the game. They know what they're doing. But I mean, you can't count out SVJ right now. The man is on a streak. Wins the last chance. Qualifies in the playing race, and now takes out One Fine Day in 2. Yeah, I'm putting the money on him.
He's definitely riding a hot streak. I was calling his restream, I believe, with you during the... Oh, no, that was the play-in race. I called him the night before in the last chance qualifier. He has been, on a tear. I don't know how much of a streak can really... Like, you think of, like, sports, like a team gets hot, they get red hot. And it can take a while for them to slow down. I don't know how it's going to go with a randomizer, because I think a randomizer can just throw a roadblock up in there. Now, it looks like we're getting ready to release our runners. This is exciting.
Yeah, I mean, it's really anybody's game. Like, anybody can win this tournament. A few wrong decisions, some bad RNG, anybody can win. So, yeah, I'm pretty excited to get this on the road, too.
All right. I will say I'm hoping for no early sweepers in the Magic. I like to see the runners kind of strategize. You maybe use some stun strats on Garland and beat them down with some rapiers. I like those sort of seeds. It's no early ice 3 or fire 3 or nuke or anything like that. What do we got? We got Fear, Lamp, Fog, and Ice 2, Lit 2. I'll say they're going to get their sleepers. Or their sweepers, rather.
Yeah, White Magic is pretty much no good, though. I'm not a lamp fan, so those chain armors will be handy.
Yep, you find chain armors for 20 gold apiece. White Magic's not too good. Yeah, it might be... I mean, I think you hold out until you see at least Provoca and maybe Elfland. And then maybe throw that White Mage in the...
Well, I think you hold on to her until you check out Provoca and Elfland. And if by then you don't find... If Provoca turns out to be nothing and Elfland turns out to be nothing, just get rid of her, because you don't want to have her tagging her along too much.
Alright, Spellzapp's first one out of Canaria, and he is making his way up to Temple of Fiends.
Thanks, Will. We appreciate you too, buddy.
Yeah, a lot of love right there in chat for us. It feels good.
Looks like Mono picked up some tents, so that's going to make this TOFR a little easier if he doesn't like what he sees and he gets some bad RNG.
Yeah, I like the tent strats or any sort of camping gear outside of Temple of Fiends, because you never know when you're going to get that seed with Garland, with Blizzard, or...
So it looks like just some money, about 1.8k total.
Yeah, it's not
money
bad.
in here, so that's...
Yeah, that's spells and Provoca spells, maybe level 3 and up. Not terrible.
Yeah, definitely. While we're just at Garland getting ready to fry him, why don't you fill people in on the new changes to this flag set, if they're new to the game?
Yeah, so the randomizer for this stage of the tournament, compared to the Swiss flags, we now have 3 loose items kicked out of the pool, up from the 2. You saw that Princess Sarah gave the incentivized ribbon. That's not typically something that's incentivized in the vanilla game, or in the as a key item in the vanilla game. In addition to that piece of gear, we have the Opal Bracelet, or as you famously dubbed it, the Opal Cheerio, or the Frosted Cheerio. We have those 2 items in the pool, along with the free canal and the free bridge, which kicks 3 items loose into chests around the world. Apart from our incentivized locations, which we have Ice, which we have Ordeals, which we have the key-locked bottom right room of the March Cave. And we've put the early sages... we've taken that off the table, so our runners, if they want to check that item from the sages and the Crescent Lake location, wherever that ends up being, they're going to have to kill Lich first. That was a requirement from the vanilla game. We've removed that flag in certain versions of the tournament, or any seeds. It's pretty common to have a free Sarda, free Ordeals, things where the gatekeeper item is required. Right now it's not, but for Circle of Sages, it will be. I'm kind of rambling. I'm trying to keep track of where our runners are going to, but...
Yeah, it kind of looks like we've got a route divergent here. Mono was gone to check the wharfs, while Spellzapp hit Matoya and is on his way to Provoca. The old Provoca.
I did this mono run where you skip Matoya and you go south first in my race against Len the Cat and the Swiss flags. And I mean, Len's a great runner. He probably would have beat me anyway, but I will say to me, it cost me that run. I found a Masa in the Matoya's cave maybe an hour 20, hour 30 in, while he found it 5 minutes into the run.
Wow, and Astos gives up the ship?
Yep, this is the kind of seed I wanted to see here.
Yeah, I want to see it open up, so they have to plan their routes accordingly. Now, this could give Mono an advantage, because Spellzapp has found Gaia, so there's not a lot he can do here.
Yep, unless that... Oh, we see level 7 life. That kind of... But it will be... no, Gaia is locked to all red wizards, so the white magic If you want that life spell, you gotta promote that white wizard and keep him around. Ridiculously expensive houses. You see that 3,400 gold for a house this season.
And Mono must have taken a bad wipe after beating up Astos because he's going at it again.
Yeah, I missed whatever wiped him out. I was too busy checking Gaia with Spellzapp.
Although Astos is pretty tough, and he's only using Ice 2 and Lightning 2, so...
It's like Spellzapp's was headed to the Peninsula of Power. So the Peninsula of Power and the Vanilla... So there are random quadrants around the world map that have different encounter tables tied to them, and the tip of this peninsula where Spellzapp is going is actually mapped to the northern continent. So if you got the right kind of spells, you can hit these 4 little squares and get these high-level giant fights. And it's a great place to farm experience and gold. I don't really see what he was farming gold for.
He wasn't farming gold for anything, and I don't see how this play is actually going to turn out for him with just Lightning 2.
Yeah, and Mono showed off one other change in these flag sets. So we have shuffled objective NPCs. So in the vanilla game, when you turned the herb into Elfland, or you wanted to translate your slab, or you wanted to promote, you had to go to a certain location. And Bahamut or Dr. Un or the elf doctor was there to meet you. Well, Mono just walked into the elf castle and found Dr. Un wandering around. So that is the wrong NPC to be turning the herb into when you find that. So he's got to dig out where that character is. It might be in Melmond, it might be in Bahamut's cave. But
Looks like we have Monoci taken to the seas already. So we'll see where he's gonna check out. And meanwhile, Spellzapp is going, so he must have wanted silver bracelets.
okay, that's fair. I mean, it's one fight probably to get that gold for that from the giant. So it's maybe a 2-minute time sink. I don't see that coming back to bite him anytime soon.
Mono was heading for Provoca, the old Provoca, and we have something with Stone Touch there. I think it was the Hags.
That's going to make routing through these seas a little more treacherous. We do know that soft potions will be available in Corneria, but I believe they were like 400 gold apiece. Which,
Yeah.
it's not much, but it's a lot in this early game.
And if I'm not mistaken, I think only 2 shops in the whole game actually sell soft potions. Corneria and one other.
I would imagine it's shuffled, depending on the seed. So it could be. It won't be Melmond, but I think that's the only one we can confirm, or Lefane.
And it looks like Mono just reset out of there.
Yep, so he's doing the same checks that Spellzapp did. He's just doing them in a different order. So, do you think either of these runners are going to dive into Marsh with the Lightning 2s and the Ice 2?
Not with the ship. I think we're going to see all the town checks first. Because we still haven't seen Provoca, and that's a free item.
Astos open up with Squint, and Dan. I wonder if Dan's going to stay dead on Spellzapp's screen.
No, I think if you were going to Dan anything, it would be the White Mage.
Yeah. So maybe Dan just conveniently named Dan for another reason. Usually Dan means that character's going to die.
With this spell set right now, until you find level 2 or 3 and find out what spells there are there, you're going to need your fighter.
Absolutely.
Because if level 2 and level 3 turn out to be fast, and, maybe Fire 2, and a few of those other little sweepers, I mean, if you don't find Nuke or Fade, you could be in a bit of trouble if you're going with just Mages.
Absolutely. I totally agree with you. You want to bring that fighter back up, and I'm sure Spellzapp will do just that when they get back to Canary. Or? No.
Yeah, I don't know why. My cat's singing the song of his people here in the basement. He does it every night, and I don't know why.
My cats know better to interrupt. No, I'm just kidding. They always just sleep near me whenever I'm down here. So it looks like Spellzapp didn't get turned around, but wanted to changed his mind about where he's going to resurrect Dan, and he's going to check out Elfland Town, while Monoci85 breaks out of the inner sea and is headed towards Melmond, or to find out what the Melmond location is.
Yeah, because I think they're going to try to find Provoca, because I'd like to find that canoe. Well, there you go.
Ask and you shall receive. So I missed it the first time when Mono was here, but Lefane being Elfland and Dr. Un being in Elfland Castle is a huge turn-in. Like, as soon as you find that slab, that's going to save so much time.
White and black magic level 2 is absolutely horrid.
I like Lock 2 there, but I mean, it's so situational. It's a good find if you I don't know about picking it up right now, but you find a high evade, high absorb, or not necessarily high absorb, but a high evade chaos or Tia 2 and Temple of Fiends Revisited. That Lock 2 has a chance to reduce their evade, so they become a little easier to hit. You pair that with them fast, and all of a sudden that fight's not as scary.
Looks like Spellzapp's followed Monoci to the old Melmond. He's bringing back his fighter, so it must be just named Dan for no reason whatsoever.
Yeah, I just got the first look at that white magic all the anti-magic, and the rod from Bicky.
That puts Earth. Now, you got the rod. I mean, you still got Marsh. You still got Onrak and them to check. You don't have a canoe. You know Onrak isn't. You know you can't get the item from the sages till you beat Lich. So is there any reason to go town hunting now? Or would you think about going to Earth?
I would check out Earth, but Mono doesn't want to. He's gonna go somewhere else. Maybe Crescent Lake.
Because even if they find a vendor item, he's not going to be able to afford it.
Right. So unless Crescent Lake here turns out to be Elfland and there's some cheap magic in there, cheap nuke, cheap fade, I would probably dive Earth. Just because what you said, like if there's a key item somewhere that you can buy, you can't really buy it. And you're not going to be able to get the item from Crescent Lake until you get here. So you're basically guaranteeing a double dip of a town with the boat, which feels bad.
Now, I'm the biggest disser of Marsh. Everybody knows I'm probably the biggest anti-Marsh person there is. So I would definitely go Earth.
Yeah, I would probably do them both. I mean, they're both technically incentivized. I mean, Marsh is definitely incentivized, but you need the key in order to get that chest. And we haven't found that key yet. Earth isn't incentivized, but it leads to an incentivized item. And there's some loose chests there, which we've seen good gear hiding there before. We've seen, more often than not, the white shirt, the defense sword, sometimes the Masa. And it gets overlooked because it's in Earth. So, Monoci85 finds Crescent Lake in Crescent Lake, and no vendor item. So, this is just a pure information dive.
Yeah, we could see a reset here on Mono's side, if he doesn't find any good spells. He won't be able to afford anything anyway, so I can't see him not noping into this instead of sailing all the way back.
Yeah.
Although he did buy a silver sword, so...
Well, there's Exit Ruse, Harm 3, and X-Fur. We got Lock, Slow, Stop, and Brack. I'm surprised I saw all of that.
Now, Exit being in slot 1, that is Red Wizard learnable if I'm not mistaken.
No, it's the opposite. Red Wizard top slot of black is learnable. All the bottom 3 are learnable for Red Wizard and white at level 6.
I mean, you almost got to consider maybe keeping the white mage alive now and danning one of your red mages. Because black magic hasn't been that good.
Yeah. And Mono's found the Peds off. It looks like a hard reset. The white mage can learn top slot level 6, so without promotion, you could have access to Exit. It's just you need the level. But I think you're right. I think you have to Dan one of the red mages and go fighter red white.
Yeah, especially if you find Fade at like level 5 or 4.
Or even
because
3. Oh, trolls have thunder. That feels bad. That's going to feel bad if Spellzapp finds them in Earth Cave, especially diving that Lich floor if he gets that far down.
Spellzapp's play here. Going there. We'll see what Mono decides to do. It looks like he's sailing south, so he might be going to check out Onrak.
Yep, at this point, we're still looking for Onrak, we're still looking for Melmond, and we're still looking for Elfland. 2 of them will be locked behind the airship, but there's a 1 in 3 chance you're going to get level 3 and 4 magic. There's a 1 in 3 chance you're going to find out whether or not Dr. Owen has become Bahamut or the Elf Prince in Melmond, but yeah, there's not a whole lot to win here with this check.
No, I prefer... You'd have to go for the incentivized locations you can, which Earth leads to one.
Yeah, I get the desire to make these checks if you had the canoe, because you can route in Waterfall, you can route in Ordeals, but without access to the canoe, and you know you're not going to find it here unless it's for sale, which I don't think I've ever seen a canoe for sale. Yeah, it just feels bad, because you're going to have to...
Canoe and ship can't be for sale in the shops.
Yeah, so if he... yeah, so there's not really much he can find here, other than just information or a grind. But maybe he's gambling that this is something Spellzapp wouldn't do, as Spellzapp's getting bodied by a pack of 8 gargoyles. So maybe he's just looking for that advantage, doing something you know your opponent's not going to do. So could be an advantage, but they don't call him the Buzzsaw for nothing, so who knows?
Looks like the gargoyles had some cremate and some dazzle. And the Bane Sword, or the Game Clincher as people like to call it.
It's my favorite sword in the game.
That's going to be a great help, especially with all the bad black magic so far.
Yep. Bane Sword's best sword, man. So Mono does find the vendor item, and it's cheap. It's only 9,000 gold, but it is the ruby. Which, I mean, if he did buy it, it would give him access to Sarda without the airship. And if Sarda's holding on to the floater, you know, that could be something.
Yeah, that could definitely be one to take a chance on if you had the gold. But I couldn't see me going out and grinding for that much gold on a play like that.
Yeah, I mean, he was only, I think he had like 2,000 or 3,000. So with the fights up there, it's not that bad. It's just you gotta avoid the dinosaur and wyvern fights, but you know you get there's a couple good fights outside of Onrak, but yeah.
Looks like the Cobras ain't playing nice either with Squint and good attack. And Spellzapp wipes.
And he loses that Bane Sword, which feels bad.
And he's not going back in. To me, it seems Earth is the only play you have left right now.
And Mono is showing off the rarely used northern port near the Peninsula of Power, and it looks like he is going to grind for that ruby.
Maybe he is. But this ain't a great fight to do it on. Especially with no fire or harm spells.
Trolls have stun, so now maybe Mono might find out about the thunder. Alright, Spellzapp, where are you going? Are you gonna go do the same? Well, he might have the gold now to get that that ruby too.
Yeah, if he comes across it, well, there goes the white mage if he was planning on it. And there pretty much goes the rest of his party, because these zombos are kind of beefy.
There's nothing worse than beefy undead bulls.
That is a bit.
Yep, and this is the second fight in a row, so... And Spellzapp's going to get the information on Crescent Lake that Crescent Lake is Crescent Lake. So right now our runners, even though they're on different parts of the same continent, they are very much in lockstep, both getting information, getting some gold. There's not really a... I want to see these runners start diving some places, start taking some gambles. And
gonna have to start taking chances soon.
And apparently the trolls have death touch, and they're unrunnable sometimes.
Ouch.
Oh god. Literal troll seed.
So now after seeing that, the peninsula grind's no good.
No.
You want that ruby. Where are you gonna go for cash?
Well, we saw that 25k gold chest, upper right, Earth 1. So, right.
Yeah, but Spellzapp wiped and noped out, so I don't believe he still has that kind of money.
No, yeah, I believe, I'm pretty sure you're right. I'm just saying, like, if you want gold and you can't pop grind, you gotta dive a dungeon and start opening boxes. Because even if you don't find, like, high value boxes, you can maybe find a decent, like, gear. Like, maybe you find, like, silver armor or something, and maybe it rolled high this seed and you could sell it for a couple.
This is where the marsh play is probably on the table right now.
Yeah.
Got good levels. You should be able to survive. You might find 1 or 2 good gold chests in there. There you go.
And trolls also have stun, the spell stun, so that doesn't feel good either.
Looks like Mono's trying to get rid of that white mage. Put her up top. Not sure if Lightning 2 is going to get it done against these bulls, though.
Elastoid pointing out in chat that this is the second time in the last few weeks that Spellzapp and Mono have faced off each other in a best of 3. The other time being in the Highlander tournament where Spellzapp got the better of Monoci. So maybe Monoci's looking for some vengeance.
Now, he does have hold. Could pray hold, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, especially because the Zombies, other than their HP, didn't seem too bad. So you hold the troll and just beat them down.
Giants are weak. This could be the fight you want. Giants have less than 200 HP.
They have Dazzle, which is more of a nuisance than a run kill. But in packs of more than 2, it could become a problem.
Looks like we have both players going through a grind now, just picking different areas to do it. But I don't think Spellzapp has the knowledge of the vendor item, does he?
No, he hasn't left the southern continents yet. He's yet to go up to Onrak.
I don't know if Mono knows this or not, but these giants are actually weak to ice. So he should be using the ice 2 instead of the lightning 2.
Yeah, Spellzapp's got plenty of ruby money, as long as he doesn't buy too many houses. Ice 2, if I remember right, also has a higher base damage roll than Lightning 2.
Looks like Mono has the cash he wants and is off. Let's see if he's going to actually make this ruby play.
If not for that ruby, I don't know why he went all the way back to Peninsula Power. Maybe he's banking on a Sarda special floater. Because I could see that being something that, the way Spellzapp's been routing the seed, that he's not going to check anytime soon.
So Mono's taking a chance here and hoping that Spellzapp won't do this. And if this turns into the floater, this could be a very big advantage for the Buzzsaw.
Absolutely. And we've seen, not necessarily a loose item all the time in the Titan's Trove, but we have seen it more often than you wouldn't want to see it. The Titan's Trove paying off too, so...
That is true, because there is 3 loose items in the sea, and one of them could be ruby locked.
Especially after getting the incentive ribbon, we know that any ribbon now won't be that loose item. So this could be, you know, in my mind, that's always good to find. You want to find that ribbon off an NPC, so when you dig one up out of a chest, you're not left thinking like, was that loose? Should I still be looking? So, like finding the incentive ruby or a ribbon.
Yep, this could be the play. This could be the play in a match, folks, at the 25-minute mark. If this ruby actually turns out to be the floater.
Oh, and we get the rarely checked map check. Sometimes you get lost in Final Fantasy Randomizer. If you push select and A/B, you get to look at the world map as it raster scans onto your screen.
And if you're like me, playing a game drunk, you look at the map 5 or 6 times.
It helps, man. And if you missed it the first time, Spellzapp showed it to you again. So if you're playing a FF1 bingo, go ahead and mark that one off. Map check.
It's actually if you just push, I think it's if you push B and then hold B and then push select, the map comes up.
Okay, I thought it was. I'm getting confused with the A/B game. If you push A/B 55 times, it brings up the little number slide.
Yeah, no. In fact, if you talk to the brooms in Matoya's room, they actually tell you how to do it, but it's just backwards.
Yep. All right, Spellzapp's heading over to. It looks like he's heading. Wait, where are you going, Spellzapp? He's going back to Earth. He's got a few more levels.
So this ruby pays off. If it doesn't pay off, Mono's probably going to go Earth as well, I would think.
And with the information on the Giants, Spellzapp's going to grind in the Hall of Giants. This isn't something you see outside of Chaos Rush. This hallway getting... Mono's going to skip the 4 chests for now. I'd imagine if he's going to check them on his way back, if Sarda is nothing.
Yeah, if Sarda turns out to be nothing, I think he might just reset, let's say to walk, and then come back when he gets the airship.
Yeah. Well, you got to hold on to the TNT, because that could turn into the floater.
And now he's pretty much pot committed to this fetch quest now.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, if Sarda had, I agree. If Sarda gives you the cube or the loot, you just write that down. And you come back later. You have the information.
I mean, it's not like the dwarfs are so far away to check either, so that's not too bad.
So, not much in Titan's Trove. We got an opal shield. It's not too bad. You know, you don't find the Aegis. It's the best shield in the game. So.
Looks like we have Mono is probably going to head to turn in this TNT now. We'll see if this leads him on another fetch quest, or if this actually does become something.
So if you're Spellzapp, how... He doesn't know about the Vendrite. I mean, he has more than enough gold, so how high are you taking this grind in the Earth Cave?
13.
Well, it looks like he's decided to give up on Dang. He's got him up top.
Yeah, so he's poisoned, so we're just gonna probably walk him down to 1 HP.
Yeah, so maybe this is a combo grind, kill off your Dan character.
And Monochi is heading for the dwarfs, I believe. Or maybe not. Or maybe he plans to use the TNT for himself, who knows? Light it, toss it at Chaos, see if it sticks. Could work.
Yep, so Mono popped back into Canaria because of the 52 gold tent, so I don't blame him. It's always good to have save items, especially when things on the sea have stone touch. Got a little confused by his armor shop. I was like, Mono found ribbons for sale, but these are not those flags.
No, he was just selling stuff. I've seen that happen to people too. They'll be like, oh my god, look at that, Mesmoon's for sale. No, folks, he's selling stuff.
Yep. I have played flags where ribbons do end up in the shop, and that's always nice.
Yeah, I've never been good at that floor shuffle stuff because I don't take notes and then I get lost everywhere.
On to. And I got a hiccup in my stream.
As do I, so I don't know what they gave. I'm not sure if our tracker seen, or I'm not sure if anybody in the chat seen, but...
Well, it looks like he reset out of the TNT check, so it must not have been the float.
No, we know he walked out.
Oh,
Maybe
okay.
he did. Because I seen him walking out, but then my stream paused. So if anybody in chat knows what he picked up, by all means. Oh, Herb.
Awesome. Thank you for catching that, Falconic. TNT turned to herb, so that fetch quest continues, and we don't know where the elf doctor is. Likely airship.
Yeah, he could be locked to,
Well, he has to be, because we haven't seen... Yeah, we haven't seen Melmond, and we haven't seen... Yeah, so we haven't seen... We've seen Elfland Castle, and we know that's Dr. Un. So, yeah. Elfland is either in... I'm sorry. Melmond's either in Gaia or Lefane, which are both airship locked, so...
So no turning into Herb for a while. See how long he can hold on to it before it disappears. And now we got Bolt Runners and Earth. Ooh, and Spellzapp ambushed by 8 gargoyles, and they have cremate. That's a reason.
Well, we have chat pointing out that it's Earth or Bust, but progression could still be loose in Marsh. So...
I think right now Earth's the play to make, though. Because if you can take down Lich, which these guys really can, Cobras with Squint, that's always nice, then you get another incentivized item, because you know Crescent Lake is Crescent Lake.
Yep, I agree. I have a feeling the sages are going to give the key, though. And maybe our floater isn't until Sky Cave. Loose in Sky somewhere.
That'd be pretty sweet.
And we get to see the routing, how that works for the different routes.
And this Earth game is not playing around with these runners.
And it looks like our tracker has pointed out that the heads-up display tracker is victim of the hiccup. So if you don't see the tracker updating, and that's why we're working on getting that fixed.
Stone touch on the gargoyles. Well, gargoyles are pretty handy. And our tracker saying looks like he has it back. And St. Pon Jester was saying Vorpal in chat. Is that because we missed something?
And it looks like Mono's committed to the 4-man group until he finds that level 3 and 4 magic. Alright, Mono dealing with the bat block, checking his lower level chest on Earth 2. Is this something we saw Spellzapp check?
I don't know. I was actually dealing with something else at the time, so I missed the last couple of minutes of the race.
You're good. He skipped a lot on Earth 3 too. I don't know if he saw this in his first.
I mean, you really can't afford to skip anything down here now. Progression could very really be down here.
I would imagine this is stuff that he checked on his first dive.
And we're going to see a little bit of more of the vampire this time, because they don't really have the good spells to take him out. So he's actually going to last more than one round.
It's also something we're not used to seeing because Earth is not often the first dungeon dove, but often the last dungeon dove. So when it's the first one, that vampire is going to more than likely stick around for at least 2 rounds.
Well, if there's nothing loose in here, the sages are going to have to give us the canoe or the floater. Or else we're fresh out of ideas.
Oxyale. We do have Onrak.
Oh, that would be dirty.
Or Chime. Lynn the cat asking where's the ruby. The ruby was for sale in Onrak for 9k. Monoci took his boat all the way up there. Spellzapp has not done that yet. The ruby eventually led to the herb, but we don't have access to the elf prince, who is behind the airship lock.
Wizards with stun touch. And they've almost got Spellzapp in a stun lock, but the last survivor gets away. So now, oh, werewolves and grey wolves. Let's see what these guys have now. Spellzapp actually taking on these wizards with lightning now because he can't get away. Ooh, and the mono putting the Bane Sword to work.
Yeah, you got to at this level of the game. Like the Bane Sword, you have, in my mind, for the way I've been running and practicing, if I'm just kind of moving through something, you Bane Sword and run on the other 2 characters. And that's what it looks like he's doing. Cool.
It looks like Mono lost a white mage, and I can't see him bringing her back anytime soon. Meanwhile, Spellzapp is skipping the chest on this floor. Looks like he's going straight for Lich.
He skipped a lot, so Mono's doing the checks, but it's very likely that Spellzapp might be okay with it.
Yeah, but if a loose floater or something shows up in one of the chests he skipped.
Yeah, I think that's the gamble he's taking here, though. He probably feels pretty behind after the wipe and whatnot.
I've had that bite me before. Yeah, I was gonna say I noticed that in chat. This QC night shift that was actually pretty cool. So we're gonna get to see our first look at a Fiend at the 37-minute mark. Which could be tricky with this selection, though.
Alright, so Monoci's dealing with the vampire. He's taking more than 1 round, and Spellzapp is doing some chip damage, a little lightning 2, a little invis, keeping the party up, and more lightning 2s, and fighting. Yeah.
Yeah, he's only got stuff he can do chip damage to Lich, so if Lich decided to get beefy and work out over on the off season there, this could go bad.
Yep, he with these flags, he can roll close to 800 HP, so you don't want to see that kind of Lich at this level.
Especially if he pulls out something bad.
Alright, so Mono's checking these chests on Earth 4. So far, just gold. And down goes Lich. Spellzapp is through. We have our first orb lit at 38 minutes 45 seconds. And the unrollable troll with Death Touch.
And stun.
That's a tough wipe to take, Mono.
Yeah, that's a lot, but he knows he doesn't have to get any of the chests on the way down, though, so he can get right back to where he was.
I would imagine he still might pick up the Bane Sword. I would hope. It's my favorite sword. Please pick it up, Mono.
Oh, I'm pretty sure he'll go for that. I mean, that's pretty required in this sea, the way this magic junk's going. Especially with Elfland being airship locked. So I wonder if Spellzapp is heading now.
He's got to be heading to Crescent Lake to do that Sage check.
Oh yeah, that's right. He can do that now. Wonder if he'll take a run for Unrack while he's at it. And he got his Bane Sword. Meanwhile, Spellzapp is heading towards Crescent Lake, so we will see what the confused old men have today. Yeah, Rydia07, we have you to thank for this one. And Spellzapp finally makes Crescent Lake. And he's probably gonna go check the confused old men right away, I would think. No, we're gonna stop, look at the white magic, buy some exit.
Yeah. He buys it on his white mage, which makes me think that white mage might get this live a little.
Yeah, I think if anything, I think Spellzapp's gonna let a red mage go.
Alright, old man. Give us all your marbles. What do you got?
Give us something good. And there you go.
Vanilla Canoe.
So now this puts Onrak and Waterfall and Ordeals on the table, and Spellzapp is pretty close to those already being down here, so.
As well as the canoe, Volcano and Ice Cave.
Yeah, but I think I would rather incentivized over chest density at this point in time.
Well, Ice Cave is incentivized. It could be, we got Vanilla Canoe, it could be Vanilla Float.
You are correct, and he is in Crescent Lake, so he is closer to Ice than he is to Onrak. But it doesn't look like he's heading towards Ice at this rate.
Unless he doesn't want to gamble on the rivers and he wants to take the boat up. Nope, he's going south. He's proved me wrong all over the place.
Yeah, because sometimes those rivers are not good.
Alright, Mono's going to show us these last 3 chests that Spellzapp skipped. Will the gamble for Spellzapp pay off? Or is Mono...
Yeah, you gotta wonder. He's gonna find a ruby. Is he gonna take that after he does Ordeals and them and come to a dead end?
Oh, that would feel bad. Because I would imagine when he sees the ruby, the panic flag may go up in his head like, Mono may have done crap. Mono may be in the air. I have to check this.
This could push him into making a bad decision.
But so far he's made a good decision with skipping the chest on Earth. Mono has showed us that nothing is down here.
So Mono will be Carry shortly, and I don't know if he'll have much of an issue with Carry, because he's a few levels higher than Spellzapp was, I believe.
Yep, and Spellzapp's going to go out of his way to check the caravan.
Not knowing that the vendor item is just in the next town.
Yeah, I would imagine chat pointing out that Spellzapp will likely do Ordeals. I would imagine he would also check out the waterfall while he's here too.
Yeah, he's probably gonna go Waterfall, then hit up Ordeals, and then he might chase the ruby.
Yeah, I feel like that's a good routing with the information that he has here.
Well, if Ordeals and Waterfall turn out to be, say, Cube and Oxyale, you're still missing your floater. You're probably going to want to chase incentive checks after that. Mono taking on Lich 1. Gonna swipe. 2 hits 39. Coming with some Lit 2s. 58. Lich swings back. 33. This is a battle of the chip damage, folks.
Yep, but Lich didn't show us anything too scary on Spellzapp's side. It's just a matter of time for Mono to get through this.
Yeah, it looks like Lich is just slap happy. He just come from the gym. He's feeling all buff. He wants to slap people around.
Yep, all those muscles fell off his arms at the gym.
Can't say he skips leg day because, well, he has no legs.
They're just hiding underneath the Pop-Tart shirt.
Oh, and he's got Blaze.
But Mono's through.
That could have been deadly had he shown it first.
Now, does Spellzapp's white... Oh, the Mud Goals have damage poison, so my question is irrelevant.
Now, that's gonna make the waterfall really dangerous.
And the earth floor, if you don't start finding ribbons soon, and Temple of Fiends are visited.
And especially no exit, no warp, so you do have to walk out of here.
Yeah.
Yep. This could be bad.
He does have exit on the white mage, but I was gonna ask if the white mage had the levels to cast it at level 6, but
No.
the white mage isn't even alive, so
No, I think we said, what was exit, level 6? I think the white mage needs to be at least 15, 16 to get that, I'd say.
okay, that's what my heart was telling me, but I wanted him to have exit charges so they didn't have to walk out.
I could be wrong if chat wants to correct me, but I would think it would be higher to get level 6, at least at that level.
No, you're definitely right. I just wasn't sure what level Spellzapp's white mage was.
Yeah, I don't know what level it was at either, so, but it doesn't really, it's all mute now because it's eating dirt.
Yeah, of course.
And Monoci is about to get his vanilla canoe. And I agree with Falconic, Waterfall is gross, and Nightmare's ambushing you with Stun Touch. It just doesn't get any better than that.
Well, you want to at least get out of this fight so you can at least get the information from the robot. And there's a loose float.
Oh no, loose floater in Waterfall.
And the opal armor and the chime. Now, how do you get out of here with one character, one heal pot? Ooh, but
You wing in a prayer. And can't run from that.
unrunnable trap tile will stop that party right in its tracks.
Oh man, with a loose floater in there now, do you sit out here and grind for levels? Because the floater's what you want?
I think he's buying heal pots. He's got to be. Yeah.
All the heal pots ain't gonna help you against poison mudgalls.
No, but he does have the ribboned fighter. So if the fighter can get away, he'll need the heal pots to heal up.
You know, with a nice cave like that, I'd almost be half tempted to level that white mage till you get a charge of exit. And put the ribbon on her.
Yeah, he is only level 12. So he's not too far off, but it looks like he might be going to do ordeals and come back.
Yeah, I think he's probably gonna go or do ordeals, hope to get a few more levels along the way. Maybe get that charge of exit for the waterfall. Because he knows Mono's gonna run into the same stuff he's run into. So unless Mono gets extremely lucky RNG-wise, Spellzapp knows leaving the floater there is not really going to put him behind. So I like this ordeals play for levels.
Yeah, me too. And here comes Mono sailing around the Onrat continent, headed back towards the water.
Yeah, and that's true as well. In chat, Wandering Keeper is saying that nightmares will be an ordeal, as will mummies and cockatrices and stuff.
And we haven't seen what Medusas have yet either, have we?
No, and there's always those gargoyles in here that can ruin your day.
Speak of the devil.
Yeah, it looks like they only like to attack, and I don't think they have anything under attack because they are hitting for 4 hits, so something would have hit. There's those nightmares we talked about on Monoci's side in the waterfall.
Didn't see the stun touch, so he doesn't have that information, so less reason for him to be scared of this dive.
The nightmares seem to like to ambush and hit like trucks if you don't have any armor on. And here's the mud galls. Let's see if they tipped her hand. Nope, he got away.
And it looks like Spellzapp's getting turned around by the pillar maze here.
And there you got the bad news.
And stare.
And stare.
Oh, man.
This could be a bounce your head off a waterfall for half an hour unless you make a play on something else.
And the mummies being unrunnable should tip him off about that trap tile.
Yeah, and not to mention, Mono doesn't know the floaters in here, so he's just doing this for a robot.
Yep, and if he takes one more wipe, I could see him abandoning this and coming back later after he checks out Ordeal, which would put him on the same page as Spellzapp.
Yeah, I think Spellzapp's taking these fights, and he's gonna hope that White Mage gets charge of Exit, and then switch to Ribbon Tour, and then hopefully you can make it down there.
Yeah, these mummy fights is where it would be wonderful to have found like a light axe, which might be somewhere in March.
Mage Staff.
Yeah, Mage Staff would be great too.
Anything, any caster item really for your fighter to use right now would be a bonus.
Yep, anything but that Bane Sword, ironically enough.
Looks like Spellzapp is getting some mean fights here. Well, the sorcerers didn't look too bad. They didn't look like they had anything, so.
Yep, their death touch from the vanilla game isn't on them, so that's always a welcome sign.
I think these are the only enemies you're glad that the enemy attacks have been randomized.
Right.
Monoci.
Could you imagine vanilla sorcerers in the Sky Palace with those mud goals from this seed?
That's ew. Oh, that's got ew written all over it.
Yeah, that's a template. That's an alternative Topher boss, basically.
I'd love to see it. Don't get me wrong. I think it'd be interesting. Ooh, we have the key in Ordeals. More chest checks.
Alright, so whatever's going to be the marsh locked location is going to have been locked behind the Lich, so.
Mono getting his floater, and the first thoughts in his mind are probably, how am I going to get out of here?
Well, he's in a little bit better of a situation right now. He's got 3 of his party members versus the 1 that Spellzapp.
This is true.
And it looks like he's getting a little bit better luck on the runs from the mud goals.
And only 1 Wiz Mummy in here, so that's pretty good. Lit 2 should do the work of getting rid of the birds and most of the mummies, so he may be okay here.
The Zombie D isn't looking particularly tough until it punches the crap out of Trev. But that looks like it might have been intentional setup for Spellzapp to get to his 3-man strat.
Yeah, it's looking like... I don't know about Monoci danning that White Mage. Maybe he figures he doesn't need Exit.
I don't know if it was intentional and it just didn't die from the damage poison on his dive down.
No, he put it up in the top slot for the fight, so... To me... Oh, and there's poison from the mud goals. Low roll, though, and he gets away. If Monoci gets out of here with his floater, that's going to be a big advantage for him.
Looks like we're being raided by the individuals from the Will Cleosis Fizzle Beef match. We got Dangwoo, Gregory Puff, Will Cleosis. They're all coming in now. Zardia, Crap, Welcome to the literal troll seed with trolls with death touch, thunder, and stun. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's been interesting. We've had, yeah, well, sure, we can give you a recap. We all started off, the king had the crown, and the princess had the ribbon.
Appropriate headgear for each of them.
And then the robot had the chimes. The canoe was Vanilla Sages, which was locked behind Lich. The floater is just found loose in Waterfall. Narek had the herb, but we do know that the Elfland Doctor is airship locked, so Monoci, if he can make it out of here, will have the advantage there. The key was in Ordeals. Vicky had the rod. The ruby was our vendor item for 9k in on-rack. Astos gave us the ship, and Sarda gave us the TNT. We have found the katana, and one ribbon which the princess gave us. And we're pretty much up to there. It's been quite a slog of a seed so far, though. The enemies have not been nice at all.
Yep. Thank you for that recap. Kanaka looks like Spellzapp is through Ordeals with his key, and he is headed back to the waterfall. A few levels, hopefully with some exit charges to make this escape from the waterfall a little easier.
Well, it looks like Mono did not make it out and has to go back in again. This waterfall is not playing around. Mudgalls with damage poison, unrunnable mummies.
And you get some good RNG there to get away from the Mudgalls back to...
Yeah, and magic has absolutely been horrendous in this seed. As you can see, the spell lists are looking a little weak.
And we know that Elfland and Melmond are airship locked. So we don't, I mean, maybe level 3 magic has, level 3 and 4 magic has the nukes, the fades, the quad axes, the good magic you want to find, but as of right now, it's looking like you probably should have brought a second fighter into this.
Yeah, it is looking pretty weak on the magic side of things. Like you said, unless Nuke and Fade are 3 and 4, then, you know, you're going to be underpowered magic-wise. And I see we have the Sensible Streamer joining us in chat as well. Welcome.
Alright, Mono's got the 2 items he cares about, and now I'd imagine he's going to throw in his afterburners. Oh, he's going to get that opal armor, and now he's going to get the heck out of here.
Alright, Mono, let's go. Use that buzzsaw and just cut through the walls.
I was going to say, man, I want to see your namesake on full display.
Meanwhile, Spellzapp was getting a few levels around on-rack here, so he's going to bring up the other red wizard now, or red mage. Sorry, Wout, with this kind of waterfall, I just like to see somebody get out of here.
Yeah, we might be here for a couple hours. Alright, we pointed out earlier that the winner of this match will get to go on to face Tristal MTG in the next round of the bracket.
Yep, so we have a win or go home situation here for these runners. Which might force you to take chances that you normally wouldn't take. Because I don't think you want to play defensively at this point in time.
And I almost wonder if Mono is happy to see these mummy fights instead of the Mudgalls. While they're annoying that they're unrunnable, they're very killable.
Yeah, I would take mummy fights all the whole way out unrunnable, than have to sit through 3 or 4 Mudgalls and some nightmares that are just nightmares with stun touch that hit like Mack trucks. It's just not a good day in here.
He gets the initiative on these Mudgalls and gets away.
And Spellzapp's back into Waterfall, and there's the Perilous Touch from the Nightmare. Run, Mono, run!
I just felt like running. That's my boat.
His name's Jenny.
Oh, that's a shame none of our runners have a character named Jenny. We got an Amy.
Looks like Mono's almost there, but he runs into Nightmares to get the initiative on. See, he's still standing though, but he can't get away. This could be rough getting out.
He's almost there. He does it. All right.
And Mono's the first one to make it out with a floater.
So it looks like maybe hour 5 we might be airborne, depending on how he routes.
Okay, now that you have your airship, where do you go from here? You have Earth done. You have well, Mono doesn't have Ordeals done yet. But I mean, you do have that herb you can still chase down.
Yeah, I think you route in Gaia and Lefane. You look for the herb turn in Melmond. You check some magic. You got levels now. You should probably have access to level 5 magic. And then you check Lefane to see if it's Elfland. And then I would plunder the Cardia Isles for the chest density, and then hit Ice Cave.
Good call. And yes, I agree with you, Semi-Stable. Waterfall was not like a box of chocolates. We knew exactly what we were getting. And Falconic, nope, no sign of warp. Exit level 6. But we haven't seen 3 and 4 yet, so that's going to be a big bit of spells right there. Sorry, didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead, man.
No, you're good. I was just gonna say we see Spellzapp trying to run out of here with the floater. I was thinking of another Forrest Gump joke. We're gonna be like, "But you ain't got no legs, Dan, Lieutenant." But because his fighter couldn't run.
That's dark.
He's the one with the character named Dan, and we're making Forrest Gump jokes. I mean, come on.
Oh, I just got that now.
Come on, man. Alright. Mono is dealing with some Sahags. They don't show him their Stone Touch this.
Looks like he's got a pretty good run going here. He may make it out without another encounter if he keeps going at this.
And Mono is in the weird little mountain town of.
Reminds me of South Park, the weird mountain town.
Yep. And we'll find out what this weird little mountain town has. Maybe that. Oh, there's level 5 Fate and Cure 4. Cure 4 is learnable by Red Mage and Red Wizard.
And there's Nuke in the Black Shop.
That is also Red Mage learnable.
Wow. So now Mono's going to have a big advantage here, having the White Mage up as well as the 2 red.
Yeah.
As Spellzapp when he gets there.
Unfortunately, he won't be able to get Fade for the. Well, he doesn't really need it because he's got Nuke on the Red Wizard or the. So
exactly.
Yeah, that's awesome.
You pick up Fade for your White Mage, you got Nuke on your Red Mages. Level 5 is absolutely loaded. And look at this. Oh, I almost did what you did. I almost said Pro Rings were for sale there.
Yeah, I was gonna say, wow, we see Pro Rings and gold bracelets for sale in Melmond. But we did see the Dragon Friend there, so Bahamut is hanging out in Melmond. Mono should put it together that Elfland is in Lefane, but I guess he wants to track down the tail maybe? Route, so he doesn't have to double dip that for in case there's good level 3 magic for the night and Red Wizard, but I don't know about this.
I don't know about that pitching a tent in the air on the airship. I mean, it could be pretty windy up there, so that could, like, blow you off the side. I know he's over ocean, but that's a risky play, right?
It is. It is. I mean, it's risky, but it's not as risky as building a house on a ship in the air. So, you know the kind of permits you need for that, man?
Yeah, building permits, housing. Imagine how taxed you'd be on that.
Ridiculous. Mono finds the Aegis shield in the Cardia dive. It's about the only thing worthwhile so far.
Spellzapp has hit Melman, and he's going to get the good news on the spells very shortly.
White shirt also. So the Cardia Force is the only one really worth checking out. White shirt's something you love to find at any point of the game.
Yeah, no, it's only equipable on your white wizard, but still, as an item, it casts Invis too. So I mean, well,
and I'm back. Okay, cool. So Monoci's gonna make the long walk to get his herb turned in, and unfortunately, he's gonna have to fly all the way back to Elfland to see what the Elf Prince has for him.
We were right, actually. There was gold Cheerios and Pro Rings for sale in the armor shop of 5.
Okay. Wow, then yeah, Melmond was definitely stacked. They're the poverty that they run in that town, or they're demonstrating, seems a little misplaced. I think they're gaslighting everybody.
Yeah, they probably got an underground pipeline or something funneling money right in. Who knows?
Yeah, they moved up to the mountains and got bougie on everybody.
Alright, we have boat runners heading for what we do know will be Elfland. No, the gold Cheerios are, gold Cheerios are Honey Nut Cheerios if you want to call them that. There we have Bane and Ice 3 at level 3.
Mono with a hero run all the way to Elfland. We got Bane, Ice 3, Saber, and Dark. Ice 3 is a good find. With the Bane sword, maybe you pick up.
Fog 2, you could pick up. I'm not sure if I'd pick up Bane, though. You got the Bane sword, but then level 3 magic white sucked, so yeah, you'd have room on the Ridme.
Yeah. I'm going to refresh my stream. I think I'm a little bit behind you, buddy.
Yeah, I was behind you earlier, yeah. Oh, Temper, level 4 black with lit 3. There we go. So I don't believe we've seen Fast.
No, so that's going to be
7 or 8. That's going to be maybe not usable.
No one's checked the spell shops in on-rack. If it's in on-rack second slot, the Red Wizard can use.
I didn't think the Red Wizard could use any level 7.
The Red Wizard can't use any level 8. It can use level 7. It can use the first slot in on-rack white and the second slot in on-rack black. And it can use the first slot in on-rack black in... Oh, wait. I'm sorry, I got that mixed up. It's the first slot on-rack black in Gaia. First slot on-rack white in on-rack.
And we got a question in chat. Wasn't Bahamut's Cave? Yeah, our stream lagged too, but I'm going to guess it was the Elf Princess or the Elf Healer.
Yep, it was the Elf Doctor, and Mono turned in the herb, but hasn't gone back to Elfland to check.
Ooh, whoa! Guess what we found?
Was that Vanilla Sunsword?
No. I believe the Sunsword is in the greater than less than room in the Vanilla Cave.
Ah, okay. I think that's like right by where this Sunsword was, like opposite where the Vanilla Vorpal is. If memory serves.
Been so long since I played Vanilla, I couldn't tell you where anything's at anymore. Looks like Spellzapp's got some zombies, and Monoci is dealing with some vampires. Has he got any blasts of nuke yet on those red mages?
No, not yet. Did Mono... Oh, did he wipe out of the mage stat?
I believe he did, and I'm pretty sure he didn't go back for it.
Ah. That feels bad.
Or it's on his fighter, and Will is eating dirt at the moment. Meanwhile, Spellzapp getting rid of these zombies. That'll be some good experience.
Yeah, both of our runners should be approaching that key item mark for the bonus incentive on the experience. So if you're mono and you're diving Mirage without the cube, how do you go up to greater than less?
Well, you'd almost have to. You're here. You might as well. Well, I could be wrong too, I guess. I guess Rando was wrong tonight.
None of us can call what these runners are doing. They're throwing caution to the wind. They know that this is win or go home. They want to move on to the next round. They want Crystal MTG in the round of 8. They're both playing fast and loose. This is literally anyone's race. And as with my match with Dangwoo, it is not the commentators that get sidetracked. It is the chat that's gotten sidetracked about a penguin game, I guess.
Oh, that fat penguin game I see them playing all the time. Where if you're too fat, she doesn't like you and she makes you go run marathons and sprints and stuff.
Too real, man. I can't deal with that right now. So the herb roundabout way turns into the Oxyale. So we can go to the Sea Shrine.
It's like Spellzapp is going to check the ruby chests.
Alright, Mono. We need somebody to go to Ice Cave. That's our Ice Cave or Marsh. I almost said Mice Cave. I probably did say Mice Cave.
Don't think Monoci has the key yet, does he? I don't think he's done ordeals.
You're right. Yeah, you're right. So he doesn't... Yeah.
So he won't be going to Marsh. If anywhere, he's going Ice or Volcano.
Yep, and here he goes.
And Spellzapp is probably going to go turn that TNT in, which we know sends him on a bit of a fetch quest with the herb and stuff. So.
Kenny pointing out in chat that yes, I meant to do that. Marsh Ice combined is the Mice Cave. That was totally intentional, 100% from the start that I said it.
Spellzapp's going to give us a look at these chests while he's here. Bit of money, an iron gauntlet, a sword back there that had no use. A nice sword, not too bad. And money.
Yeah. Doesn't feel great. Doesn't feel bad. Just kind of like, had I known, I wouldn't have opened that door.
Rates with poison touch, and it doesn't seem they want to let the team run.
And Spellzapp skips the hooray door. No meme strats for him to...
So he's going to check the key lock chest while he's in the area. That's not a bad play.
Yeah,
there is still two loose items out there somewhere.
Yeah, I would imagine he is working his way down towards the Marsh incentive too. And then he'll loop back around to the ice.
Question in chat, Big City TV. Did Zap just unequip? I'm honestly not sure what you mean. It looks like Spell is now going to check Cardia. So he will get his white shirt.
Yeah, these runners are just making us liars all over the place, man. I thought for sure he was going to go Marsh incentive with the key. And then come down here and maybe do this.
Maybe we should just wait for them to make the move, then say it?
No, I want to anticipate their moves, Canuck. I want to look like I'm ahead of the game.
Isn't that how commentary works, though? You're supposed to watch what they do and then say it?
There's also a level of anticipation, man. Come on.
Spellzapp's noping out of the Cardia aisles. He won't nope out of this one, though, when he sees the white shirt. And the rates are really giving Mono the business over here. And it looks like Dengwu's calling you out, Caleb. Get in there and defend your honor, man.
Feels bad, man. I just called a race with him earlier today. I was expecting him to turn on me already.
No friends in the Rando world.
Yeah, it's real life, man.
Meanwhile, we have Spellzapp. He's gonna give the herb to the elf doctor, who is magically gonna heal the prince from about 20,000 kilometers away, so I don't quite know how that works, but we'll see.
It's a weird healthcare system in this world.
At least it's free.
Maybe the elf doctor was sending his thoughts and prayers to the elf prince.
Or maybe, like you quoted to earlier, it's Dragon Ball Z and he instant transmissions right quick. Hit him up and instant transmission. And I see we have BTA in chat. What's going on, buddy? No. Superman, no.
Okay, so he is routing in the Marsh incentive chest. It's just he wanted to do the cardio first.
And Sensible, thanks for the 90 bits. Speed Gaming appreciates that very much.
Absolutely.
And we have everybody's favorite cave, the Lovable Marsh, or Mice Cave as how it's going to be known from now on.
Well, oh, we got the defense sword. So I think, yeah, definitely when runners in Marsh Cave and runners in Ice Cave, when you get the little wombo combo here, it's definitely Mice Cave time.
Alright, we got a soft $198. Oh, and a game changer in the Mage Staff. And unrunnable Frost Wolves.
But guess what? You just found a Mage Staff. Burn these Frost Wolves. Or just give him a little zappy boy.
And he puts the White Staff on the White Mage, which is a good idea. Did I say White Staff? Yeah, I think I meant Mage Staff.
It's all good, man. We saw the Light Axe on Spellzapp's side in Marsh Cave. So both of these runners are finding good value in these incentivized dungeons. And Wandering Keeper pointing out we almost missed it. Canuck. Monoci85 has found the game changer.
No, I've seen it. I just refuse to acknowledge it, that's all.
And the loose opal bracelet. So that is one of our loose items.
Oh, it is too. So that would make one loose left.
Yes, sir.
Mono finding some flame armor. That'll be good for now until he gets his class change. And I see we have Lyra coming up chat with that blue something or other there. And we're about to get a look at the incentivized Marsh location. I'm banking it's going to be the cube.
We're also going to get a look at the eye here and see what's in this box.
We might get a look at incentive items at the exact same time.
Yeah. Oh, the mucks are mucking it up.
We have loot in Ice Cave.
Definitely required.
And the tail.
Yep. So if Mono wants to promote, he's going to have to come back to Marsh. I don't know if he ever will, though.
So Marsh is not required, but it would be handy.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you haven't found Mazmoon, but you do have the Vorpal. So if you class change, you can use the Vorpal on your fighter.
Yeah. And you have the opal bracelet here, so...
Opal Cheerio.
You got it, boss.
Gotta keep it alive. Looks like Spellzapp will make it out of Marsh. Marsh ain't gonna be too much trouble for these runners at these levels with these spells. So. And I don't think there was an eye grind for Monoci. I think he took off right away.
Yep, he got his loot and dipped.
So we'll see what he decides to do next. He still has ordeals on the table, so that might be his next play. Or he might do Marsh.
I would imagine he would go to ordeals first. But I've been wrong all race. So we'll find.
Well, if you say he goes to one place and I say he goes to the other place, one of us got to be right.
Then he'll go to the volcano.
Probably. Meanwhile, the gargoyles are giving Spellzapp a little trouble trying to get out of here. So he's going to have to burn his last fade to get rid of them. And he comes up with 2 more right away.
Can't stop, won't stop gargoyles, man.
Mage Staff putting in some work on Monoci's side, and Monoci is out of ice with his loot.
And how is he going to prove us wrong now?
He's got to go to Ordeals or Marsh. They're both incentivized locations. I mean, he's got the Chime. He could go to Sky, but as we've seen, it could be a waste of time.
And Spellzapp's going to go get promoted. It's a good play for him. Especially in this town where he can start buying magic for that red wizard now.
Yeah, and get Fade on his... Well, he got Fade on his white mage already. Well, he really doesn't need anything else. Anything he needed, he could buy without class change, so...
I thought there was a decent white magic spell in the second slot. I think it was Cure 3. So never mind.
But he's going ice. So you were right.
And
no,
Mono's going to the volcano.
That's it, I'm done. I'm just gonna watch from now on.
We're gonna open a poll to determine where Mono goes.
And he's going straight for the armory, so... Because he still thinks 2 items are loot, because he hasn't been to Marsh, so he wouldn't have the Opal Cheerio yet.
That is true.
And Spellzapp has entered the Ice Cave.
Yeah, with the checks that he has made, he knows that there's incentive Marsh, he knows that there's incentive Ordeals. He is a key and a cube from Go. So if you have, in my mind, if you have 2 incentive locations and you need 2 items for Go mode, like, check those incentive locations.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of this volcano play from Monoci right now, but that's only because of the information we have from Spellzapp.
Exactly.
So if we were in Monoci's shoes, who's to say we wouldn't maybe think a greater chest density because they're still loose, right?
Yep. And he'll be rewarded with the dragon armor, which will only pay off if he checks Marsh.
Yeah, if he decides to go get his tail. But that tells me Spellzapp's going to come across that armor when he goes in the volcano. Because these runners are still looking for a second really good endgame sword. Because you could put the Vorpal on your red wizard, and then your fighter could swing like an Excalibur or a Mazmoon or something like that. So.
Yeah, putting the Vorpal on the red wizard, it sounds like it should work, but in all honesty, your red wizard, if your red wizard is swinging and the Topher fights, you're having a bad time.
Will Cleosa, Spellzapp found the Vorpal in ice in the 6th chest room.
Mono found it. Spellzapp will find it.
My bad.
You're good, man.
But Spellzapp will have it shortly.
Yeah.
And Spellzapp will be able to use it right away, because he is class changed.
Yep. Now, I like the Vorpal, but I feel like with these flags, you need either the bonk or access to fast, and we haven't seen fast yet for the Vorpal to really shine.
Well, we know fast is going to be 7 or 8, so you can almost pretty much kiss it goodbye at this point in time.
Yeah, there's like a 12.5% chance they're going to get it.
And VTA, watch for spoilers, please. And Crabcake says, I click something and it won't register for like a minute. You feel like you're being judged. The game is watching you. It knows.
Alright, Mono's gonna go to Ordeals and get his key.
Spellzapp is about to find his Vorpal. So get excited, Will. Get pumped, because here it comes, buddy. But he does have the defense sword, so that would be worth putting on a red mage.
Yep, looks like he's gonna keep the defense on Dan and give Amy the Vorp. So to me, that doesn't feel like a commitment to use the sword, it's more of just an empty gesture.
Yeah, I know, VTA, but some people in here might not have watched that earlier race, and they might want to watch it on a VOD, so we kind of try to keep that out of the chat. Oh, yellow stoplights, yeah, that's a struggle.
And Demon Frog letting us know that Shadow Walker and Tarnin are already racing their second game of their round of 8.
Holy crap.
Yeah, I did see in the Discord that they both have very tight schedules this week, so we might already have our first. I mean, I don't know who won the first round of the Tarnin Shadow Walker match, but if they're already on game 2, we could already have our first entrant into the final 4 later.
And in chat, Crabcake's telling us who did. So, looks like we got some good opal armor to equip now. Spellzapp grabbing his icy loot. That's gotta be cold when you put it to your lips. Stuck, you like your tongue will be stuck to it.
Well, I'm not one for playing musical instruments, but I would imagine you don't really play a guitar with your mouth.
You've never put your tongue on an icy pole in the wintertime?
Oh, but he found the loot.
Yeah, but it's basically the same thing. The loot's in ice, it's gonna be frozen. You put your tongue on it, it's gonna stick.
But why would you put your tongue on it? Oh man. So Mono and Spellzapp are basically running the same race. They're just doing things in different order. Their routing's just a little bit separated. Mono gets his key, Spellzapp gets his loot. It's basically anyone's game right now.
Ooh, Spellzapp finds a ribbon in the Corneria Armory, so that should give him 2.
Yep, and where is Mono going? You finally going to Marsh? He's going to Marsh. He's going to get his tail. He's going to get his opal cheer.
Looks like we got Jack going with the tongue on guitars thing.
I mean, didn't Jimi Hendrix do something like that?
That was his lips, I think, wasn't it? I don't know. Anyway, I digress. We gotta get back onto the race here instead of tongues, guitars, and poles and stuff. It's just not.
I'm not trying to get you in trouble, Canuck. Don't worry.
Hi, y'all. I'm always in trouble.
It looks like Spellzapp might be giving us our first demonstration of what is in the Sea Shrine, so we'll finally get some new information coming. As Mono digs out the bottom floor of Earth, he's going to get a few decent caster items, as well as his Opal Cheerio and his tail.
Now, I'm not sure. Do you think Spellzapp's going to check the mermaids? Or head Kraken's way first? Because there is still that one loose item left, but there is a lot of chests in Sky to check as well.
I would imagine he does the Kraken side first.
We have a question in chat. Eternal Tomato. What the ruby does is there's a Titan's cave where a Titan is blocking the way. You feed him the ruby, and then he disappears, and then you get the NPC Sarda, who gives you a key item, as well as get 4 chests. It's really only good if you get it early and you don't have an airship and you want to do a check. But once you get the airship, it's pretty much just, do you want to check those 4 chests with it? So sometimes they're tight needs, sometimes you don't. And we got Falconic saying he didn't talk to Cope. Run is invalid. Another question in chat. What is meant by loose item? I'll let you take this one, Caleb.
Yep. So this is when the flags are generated, we identify what key items are incentivized, which means there are certain chests and certain dungeons and certain NPCs around the world that are always going to give you an item. We can pick and choose which those locations are. And if we have more items that are incentivized than there are locations to be checked, those incentivized items get kicked out into treasure chests around the world. And those are the loose items. And right now, those loose items, they could be required for progression, or they might not be. So the crown did end up being required, as the Opal Cheerio is just a piece of gear. It's really nice to have, but it's not necessarily required. So yeah, loose items, key items, and chests that we need to find potentially. And right now, the only way that the next loose item would be needed is if it were the cube, or the adamant that turned into the cube, or the crystal that turned into the cube, something of that nature.
And Monochi's picking up his tail now. And Spellzapp fighting some ghosts. We all know how dangerous ghosts can be. And it looks like Spellzapp is gonna check some chests, I suppose. Not sure if he checked that one chest on the first floor or not, though.
He checked the left side. I think it was just a little bit of gold. But he didn't check the right side. And I've seen it in the Swiss flags where checking the left side but not checking the right and then abandoning C has bitten runners.
Yeah, but Spellzapp does have the advantage of knowing that there is only one loose item left. So that might poke the bear a little to not check as many. And here we have the unrunnable Wiz-Sahag, Red-Sahag combo. Fade putting in some good work on Spellzapp's side. So we got different Dans on both sides. Looks like Monochi chose the white mage, and Spellzapp has one of his red mages taking a nap.
Kyodish and chat asking why the Opal Gauntlet was noped out of. More often than not, the Gauntlet slot for armor is preoccupied with using a Pro Ring. Pro Ring offers protection from the Death Elemental, while the Armor Gauntlets just offer Absorb.
And another question, what level was Fade, Demon Frog? That was level 5. And hey, Kidoshin, how you doing, buddy? And we also had Nuke at level 5, so level 5 was pretty loaded. Like Monochi checking up her marsh.
This is something I don't think Spellzapp did.
I don't recall if he did. I think he just went south. But he only missed out on a couple of bucks, so...
Yep, so that's the second little chest cluster that Mono has checked that Spellzapp skipped.
Mono's going to check the key lock here in the Northwest Castle.
Yep, I think the only key lock that Spellzapp didn't check was Temple of Fiend. So I wonder if Mono will do those as well while he's doing these key lock checks.
Well, he should now have to know about the 2 loose as well with that Opal Cheerio pickup.
Yep, so there's only one left for him to find.
And I think they're more looking for a Bonk or a Mazmoon or something that they can really use.
Yep, and Spellzapp is already onto the Kraken floor, getting ready to potentially light his second orb here at the 1 hour 35 minute mark, probably when he pulls.
And another question in chat from Enlightening Fart. Do the runners know ahead of time what's unrunnable? No, they do not. There is one encounter, though, that Wiz-Sahag, Red-Sahag combo that is always going to be unrunnable because all fights have an A and a B side. and the A side to that fight just happens to be the pirates, and the pirates are always going to be unrunnable due to the key item, so that makes those with Sahags. Sahags always unrunnable as well.
And Mono grabs his second ribbon out of the Canary armor.
I'd feel safe with 2 ribbons.
Absolutely. The race earlier today that I commentated with Dangwoo, we had no ribbon.
I know, watch that. That was close. That come down to the end.
Yeah, so we know 2 ribbons is a luxury compared to what SVJ and One Fine Day had to deal with. Mono is not going to do the Temple of Fiends lock.
Confirmed. Canuck is raw and burgundy.
I get it. The whole Ron Burgundy with the teleprompter, you just read things without. Yep. Good. Oh, we are gonna get the. He's gonna build a cabin on his airship before he checks out these chests. As Spellzapp is on Kraken, firing off new and fades.
I've never seen that movie, Falconic, by the way, but I mean, if someone asks a question in chat, hey, you gotta say their name. And I hear a lot of talk in chat about how the last loose item will cause a huge chain reaction, and I believe they are all right. It looks like Spellzapp's having a rough time in Kraken here. He's been on this fight a while. Ooh, Kraken skipped arm day. 3 hits, 51.
Yeah, but he's been eating his Wheaties. It's pretty hearty. And down he goes. As Mono gets his promotion.
And that's the power of Invis, kids. Makes the hardest hitters hit like wet noodles.
Alright, now Spellzapp's gonna go back in and check out the lady.
This is an interesting play.
I don't know if he checked the right side chest on the C1. Question in chat, are the chests on Mermaid's floor incentivized from Shakal Draconis? Not in this flag set, no. They can be if you incentivize the Sea Shrine when you're building the flags, but for this round of the bracket stage, the Sea Shrine is not incentivized, so one of those loose items could have been kicked out.
Tadaro, I agree. For Kraken, there's only leg day.
And there's the power bunk in the Mermaids.
With no fast and temper at such a high level, this is a big find.
And the loose adamant right next door to it.
Wow, Mermaid's paying off. He's going to exit right away. I don't imagine he's going to check anything else. He's basically in no mode now.
Yeah, it's just a matter of how frustrating this question is going to be for him to get all the turn-ins in to get that cube. Or is
question in chat from Mage. I just arrived. What did Mono do, and what can we blame him for? You can blame this whole mess on Radio 07.
Alright, Spellzapp's going to turn in that adamant.
Is it going to be the cube, or is it going to send them on a little bit of a fast choice? Get to see level 7 black, and there is our fast. And it's unlearnable. Wah, wah.
Yeah, so it looks like it's going to have to be the big long chain with the bottle to... I think we still have the crystal out there, and it will eventually terminate in the cube.
Yeah, so you're going all the way to the cube on this one. And there's life at level 7. And that's way learnable.
And Mono is doing the same thing the Spellzapp did. He's checking left side first, which unfortunately is just going to put him farther behind. which feels bad, but when you're running hand in hand with the runner, it comes down essentially to execution if you're doing the same thing. And Mono's definitely got the chops to catch up, but I'd say Spellzapp probably has at least a 10-minute lead on him at this point.
And the fairy stole Matoya's eye. That don't quite seem legit, but we'll let it go.
And now Spellzapp's going to take her only book because she can't read because she's blind. It's messed up, man.
Hey, it wasn't translated, so she was just reading gibberish anyway.
Maybe she speaks Lefanish.
Ah, good point. She's a witch, you never know.
But we do have the handy quick turn that I mentioned at the very beginning of the seed, because Dr. Un is here in Elfland Castle, and you can just walk right into Elfland to get that, to talk to the Lefanish person in this corner. Does that character not have a name? Every other NPC has a name.
I don't know if this one has a name. There's our cube. So that is go mode for Spellzapp.
At 1 hour 40 minutes.
What says remakes call him Sid? I don't know about that. I mean, he's not airship. He doesn't have an airship or anything.
But do the remakes call the dwarven blacksmiths beardy mixed sword face or whatever y'all call them?
We could give it a name because we don't know if it's a him or a her. I shall name him George.
But then but Spellzapp's fighting a George. I thought the green ogres were George.
They're George.
Spellzapp's still gonna check a couple of chests. He's gonna check the free ones on the way to.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good idea because you're still missing Mazza, right? A good sword for endgame, so I can see why. But other than that, with 2 ribbons, you got your dragon armor, your Aegis shield. Really, the only thing you could need now would be Mazza or Excal. And I don't think we're going to see either because Spellzapp did not finish clearing out the murder. Fine. Falconic, he does have Vorpal, but I don't know.
I refreshed my stream, and Carrie was apparently killed in that time.
I just have Carrie getting killed now. And Monoci fighting some Wissahags.
Yep, I've got Spellzapp walking to the Mirage Tower.
I'm gonna have to refresh.
And he skips the first floor of the Mirage Tower, so I would imagine if he checks anything here, it might be those 4 chests on the way up to the maze.
I now have Spellzapp rounding the top of the 2nd floor.
Yep, that's what I got too.
Perfect. Yeah, I think he might only check the free chests, those 4 free chests on the floor before the tile one.
We are going to get our first look at the Blue D. But first, a Wyvern fight.
Crabcake, yes, he has Q. The tracker's having a little bit of issues, so it might not show up right away.
Yep, the cube was the Lefanish turn.
At this point in time, you probably can't really trust the tracker for what you see.
On Spellzapp's side, it looks good. Yeah, I think they just got him up to date, so.
Yeah, I was having the same issue the last time I tracked as well. Yep, Spellzapp just go moding and taking the fights. I like that he's taking the single fight.
Yep. Question in chat from Crabcakes. Spellzapp does have the key. The key was in Ordeals.
Spellzapp is in go mode, and the only thing I think he's missing is the Mazma. And if he doesn't find that in the free chest, I think he's still going to be good. And Monoci is a mermaid check away from go mode.
The adamant was loose in the mermaids right next to the power bonk Falcon.
And that sent them on the long quest chain for the cube.
And ironically enough, the incentivized chest in C. Question in chat from Ali Gerbrap. The cube was in Lefane.
The cube was part of the quest chain that started in C with the adamant. The adamant turned into the crystal, or the bottle. The bottle turned into the crystal, and the crystal turned into the slab, and the slab turned into the cube.
Yep. Alright, we're on the Bridge of Destiny. Let's get those blessed RNGs in chat.
Let us see a metal overlord.
Robot friend just wants some hugs. Let's make it happen. I hear Warmack is part of the Make-A-Wish Foundation, and he just wants to hug, so let's make that wish come true today.
Aligarmap, yeah, Spellzapp's probably a Topher wipe ahead, I would say at this point in time.
Question in chat from Piercing Mountain. Did Monoci take some wipes? Both of our runners took quite a few wipes early on. There was a lot of early game trolling, but Mono and Spellzapp had very different routes through the world, and Spellzapp skipped chests that Mono checked, and that's basically been the difference.
Adversary, yep, you are right. Mono still has to do that whole long quest chain.
Which isn't as long as it sounds. So the adamant to the crystal is a very quick check. The slab is right there in Elfland Castle, and Lefane is right there in Elfland. So it's maybe a 2-minute.
Yeah, the only thing out of the way is you gotta turn the bottle into the ferry, but that's a quick airship trip, so.
Yeah. And Gaia was in Melmond or Provoca location.
And here we are back to the bridge with those mudgalls throwing out that poison like nobody's business. Meanwhile, we'll swing that Vorpal at Kraken, trying to cut off some tentacles.
I hear every critical hit cuts off at least one. And Kraken is down.
And Spellzapp taking the Red Hydra fight, which is a good idea, because it's great experience, and they're usually not that bad.
Especially when you've got Ice 3s to throw at them.
So Dang's a level 22, so I'd pretty much feel safe going down at those levels.
Absolutely. Mono's levels are a little more questionable. He leveled on the Kraken fight, and it took the party member to 18. I don't know if that's uniform across the board or if it's the lower leveled character. I think Spellzapp has better levels right now than Mono.
Yeah, and especially with Mono, who's gonna go mode Sky once he finds this adamant. So he won't be taking as many fights probably. And here we go. Warmack starts off with Crack.
And everyone survives. Warmech is runnable. And Spellzapp's going to take the... try to dig out some information.
So we do know Crack is out of the pool for the Fiends and TOFR now. Amy throws out a nuke, putting up some defenses with the white shirt. Gonna attack now. Gonna temper up the fighter. Gonna cure forward a fighter. And he's gonna temper the fighter again.
And Swirl comes out. It's another one out of the pool.
And Dan's only swinging that defense sword, so I don't know if he hit very hard. I didn't see, the numbers went by really quick.
Alright, Mono's about 30 seconds away from finding his loose adamant. And down goes...
And Warmack had Ice 2, Swirl, and Crack that we know of. So those are 3 attacks that are out of the Fiend's pool. And Monoci is about to get his Powerball and his Adamant. And now we'll see if he continues to check the rest, or did he already check the rest?
He didn't check the bottom right side.
He's not exiting out right away, but he doesn't have exit either. So that's another big thing.
And Spellzapp is on.
Yes. And I come back to Spellzapp, still fighting Tiamat, and Monoci found a Pro Cave, and I don't think he found much else. Spellzapp fighting Tiamat with the Mice 3, Dan swinging at Vorpal, 4 hits 158. Tiamat hits for 3 damage. I'm guessing they got a lot of defense up before. And Mono with no exit too, he actually has to walk this out. Spellzapp did it. Tiamat's pretty tough, but Spellzapp isn't hitting very hard either. Tiamat fasts himself, but that ain't gonna help. 2 hits, 330 from the Vorpal. We're gonna see a Fade charge come out. It's Tiamat for 128. Dan swings again with the Vorpal, 122, and down goes Tiamat. And that is all 4 orbs lit for Spellzapp, and he is Topher ready.
At 1 hour 50 minutes, Mono is still walking out of the Sea Shrine.
Yeah, not getting that exit has cost him some precious time. But he made it out.
So Mono has 3 orbs lit, and he is making his way to the Sky Cave.
And he's got that long quest chain to do. So he's still probably, if he go mode Sky, does the quest chain, he's probably still 10 minutes behind, I'd say, maybe, give or take.
Yep, that's about what I said. I think when Spellzapp killed Kraken. Yep, now Spellzapp's entering Temple of Fiends at about 1 hour 52 minutes. His final preparations have been made. And Mono is going to the dwarves.
Alright, here we go. Our first Topher look. Let's see if it's going to be messy or if it's going to be cake. We do know Mudgalls show up on the Earth floor, so that could put a little monkey wrench. And there's some gas dragons, but they're runnable, but he's going to take the fight. Trolling that silver Cheerio around, trying to feed the gas dragon. Gas dragon pretty tough too, taking a couple of ice 3s and still sitting there.
Yeah, they have around 500 HP right now. The Mudgalls, Aligrab, they have damage poison, and I believe stun touch. A lot of stuff had stun touch today.
Spellzapp noped out of the gas dragon fight. Monoci got whatever he got from the fairy, the crystal, I believe.
Yep, he's got the crystal ball. He's gonna go get the slab, and then he's gonna go to Mirage.
Meanwhile, Spellzapp's on dive number 2. Comes across some more gas dragons, but he is going to run this time. Feels like he used too many resources the last time. And we get a quick look at the Phantom. The Phantom might get a shot in, but doesn't. No validation from Spellzapp, so we carry on. The only thing I don't like about this now is his endgame weapons. his cue. Run, George.
And the metal slimes have glance.
That could be ugly. Monoci is heading for the volcano.
Yep, he still has to... Oh, he never killed Carrie. Yeah, so Monoci...
The Gary and killed. Frost dragons with frost. That's legit. Question in chat, I like a rap, so we're out of fast. Yes, fast was at level 7 and it was not learnable.
And we're on the earth floor.
See if he manages to dodge any mud golems.
It's a good time to find the hero run in that encounter table.
Holy lord, he made the whole floor. And he's respecting Lich. He's healing up. Because we haven't seen any nukes or nuclears out of Warmax, so everything is still here. But it looks like he's going all out offense on Lich right away.
Big roll for the Lit 3. 200 damage is nice to see. And down goes Lich 2. All told, about 600 damage went into him.
Looks like Mono's gonna plug Carrie full of nukes here. Ooh, Carrie has thunder. Doesn't kill anybody. And we're about to get our first look at Carrie 2 here. This could be the first gatekeeper of the match. He's gonna defense, and he's gonna get his defenses in a row and temper his fight. Hoping that Carrie doesn't hit too hard, because we all know she can. How about stop first round and hits both red mages. Fade for 90, Dan swings with the Vorpal, 4 hits 353. Carrie fights back. Yeah, he's I don't think Carrie's gonna be too much of trouble here.
Yeah, big hit. 4 hits, 518 damage.
Carrie's tanking it though. Tanking the fades, tanking the nukes, and the Vorpal. Yeah, my comm stream is just hiccuping like every 2.5 minutes or so.
Same.
So I have Spellzapp fighting a Grey Shark and 2 Big Eyes, and I have Monoci fighting some bad.
That's where I'm at too, man. The unrunnable Gershark Big Eye fight, it's definitely a nuisance, but at least it's good experience.
Yeah, especially the Big Eyes. The Big Eyes are what make it a good experience. I think they give double what the Shark gives. And that's a lot of trolls and mobsters. And here we go. Our first look at Carrie the Kraken 2. Spellzapp rearranging his party, healing up. He's going all out offense right away with the nukes and the fades. The attacks, he's not even buffing. Oh, 5 hits 507. Bye, Trev.
This is something I've seen a lot of runners do, where you see it right there. Third spell, or third attack, hits Kraken 2 and downs him. Kraken had less than 500 HP. And sometimes runners will spend a round defensing up, buffing up, and letting more than one round happen. when Kraken only needs one. And if you give him more than one round, you might see him punch 2 characters out, and there's that chance that he's going to knock out a life caster for you. And that feels bad.
We got Unrunnable Nightmares and Eagleman. I know what you check on the free chest in the sky, didn't come up with much.
And Mono is approaching the Bridge of Destiny, so if you want to see Warmac again, gonna get those Bless RNGs in.
Some air stop and Tiamat. Yeah, and we're gonna see Tiamat too now. Question in chat: how do I prep my apples for apple turnovers?
You want to cook them in a little bit of, cook them down in a little bit of water with some cinnamon, a little bit of sugar. Just let them cook down until they're nice and soft and golden brown, buddy. Maybe add some butter in there.
And Zip, yes, thank you for the compliment. This is a great community that if you want to be a part of, there is links to Discord. I'm sure someone can put them in the chat. Lots of nice people in this community to help out. And we got Tiamat 2 going on here. Ooh, Zap right away. Takes out the 2 red mages. Putting up some defense and just attacking. It's all Dan can do now. Did pretty good with that Vorpal though. 4 hits, 280. Looks like he's just going to continue to white shirt because the white mage really doesn't have much else. I think she's out of fades.
Looks like there's one left, but he's saving it for the cure for should he. Vorpal's putting in work, but Tia 2 is proven to be pretty. And down she goes. But not before 4 more rock goals. You're not getting to chaos yet. Mono gets through the Bridge of Destiny without a war map. But he took plenty of fights along the way.
But now I don't think Spellzapp has any more life charges left. So he's gonna have no way to buff that fighter except for the Powerball.
Well, he's got the white shirt.
It's basically all you can do is Powerball and white shirt. Oh no, he does have a life.
And the storyline of this race, Canuck, I believe, has to be the runners just proving us wrong left.
Yeah, like I don't even know why we discussed that before it happens. Because they just do the opposite. It's like they can hear us and they're like, oh, freak, no, man.
That's a good idea. I should probably bring these red mages up.
Alright, we have Chaos. He's gonna temper up his fighters. Oh, no, put the temper on the fighter, not the white mage. And defense, and defense. So he's gonna spend a few rounds buffing, I figure. Putting up his defenses, getting his fighter tougher. But that gives Chaos a few rounds to troll with some nasty stuff. Well, he only starts off with a lit 2, so it's not too bad. Looks like he's going on the offensive now. A couple of nukes. Another white shirt. Nope, he's gonna temper up some more. Yes, with a second lit 2. 4 hit, 643. Big shot from the Vorpal. Nuke 138. Another white shirt comes out. Looks like he's gonna temper. Oh, no, he's gonna try to hold. Don't try to put Chaos on ice here. Ooh, and Fire 3 does big damage, but Amy is still standing. Hold goes out, ineffective. Ding throws a fade. 156. Dan swipes with the Vorpal. 464, and that's terminated.
GG Spellzapp. Spellzapp will move on to the round of 8 against Crystal MTG. And Spellzapp finishes with an official SRL time of 2 hours, 3 minutes, 7 seconds.
And we'll see if we can get him in here for a post-game interview. Meanwhile, it looks like Monoci is going to stock up on potions and give TOFR a go. Props for finishing it out.
And it looks like Spellzapp's there. I'm going to bring him up for it. Spellzapp, GG, man.
Hey, thanks, guys. Hold on, give me just a sec.
Sure.
Sorry, no, I'm good. That race was just that starting. I felt behind the whole time.
Well, you weren't. It was pretty even for a while there, but then you pulled ahead at one point, and you pretty much kept the lead. Mono was just making his first entrance into TOFR now.
So, Spellzapp, you said you felt behind early on. Talk to us about the early game of this seed. How did that...
Well, we didn't have any spells. We had silver swords for a little bit. I had gone... I think I made a mistake where I was going to go to the towns, and I made a logical conclusion that the last town wasn't something that had progression, but eventually I came to find out that it was. But ignoring that, I decided, okay, well, it's either Lucent Marsh or it's in the incentivized Earth, and I'd found, Crescent Lake. So that's kind of where I made my stand. Maybe I should have gone and checked Loose Marsh, but it ended up being the right call. So I went into Earth, ran my head into it, and then went and leveled up, old school, went to the Hall of Giants, and then made my way through there. The rest of the seed after that, there was a lot of, I guess in the waterfall was kind of rough too, but after that it kind of fell into place.
So you're moving on to the round of 8 to face off against Trystal, MTG. What are your thoughts on your upcoming matchups with Trystal?
Oh man, I can't even think about that right now.
That's fair.
I know Trystal's very good. We actually had a race last night where we were neck and neck the whole time. I think I finished maybe 30 seconds ahead of him. And then looking forward to the band and Forest. They're a little off. It's a little weird, so I'm going to have to kind of get used to it.
We have Monoci making his way towards Lich 1. His levels are slightly higher than yours were, so I can't see him having much of a problem with this Topher either. And he's just going all out attack on Lich. He's fighting and using the Zeus Gauntlet. So what did you think the sword situation?
Well, I did see... I felt a lot better after I got Vorpal. I know I could temper and work with that after I got the Power Gauntlet, so I wasn't too... I'd go with the defense sword, but I felt a little better with the Vorpal. Early on, of course, all we had was silver swords, but...
Yeah, the early part of this seed with magic and everything was rough. And Monoci is going to try to dodge these fires here and then hit up Carry too. Ooh, I don't know if I had anything bad. I can't really remember. I think it wiped out one of your red mages in one shot or something.
Yeah, I feel like Carry 2 went down very quickly.
As did Kraken too. A lot of the Fiends went down pretty quick.
Kraken 2 went down quick. Carry 2 had a little bit of beef to her, I think.
Oh, Monoci's tempering up his fighter, throwing out the white shirt. Gonna take a swing with the Vorpal. Carry hits, 4 hits, 253. No, he uses the defense sword instead. Now he's gonna go on the offense with the Vorpal. Looks like Monoci's gonna cure for his red mage. Temper his fighter and use the Zeus Gauntlet once again, so... Carry's only really attacking. But if you give these Fiends too many rounds, they can always pull out something dirty on you. There was a stop that caught your 2 red mages at the time. And he got hold to work on Carry. So Carry is paralyzed. He's just chopping away with the Vorpal now. And my stream stopped again.
Sorry, so it looks like Carry 2 is down and Monoci is making his way through the water floor.
Ooh, sea turtles have thunder. So, Monoci's making his way to Kraken 2. I don't know if there's any questions in chat for our winner here tonight, but if there is, feel free to post them, and we'll get answers for you. An unrunnable Gray Shark Big Eye fight, but this is good experience. So I don't know if you have any questions, Caleb, for anybody? Or...
We have Tristel in chat. Tristel says, hey, I have an opponent. So Tristel, you got any questions for your opponent?
I don't think there's a lot you can learn from that one. I don't.
Spellzapp, what are your thoughts on the tournament so far? We have a lot of folks in chat talking about new blood versus old blood. How do you feel? I'm going to be honest with you. I'm newer to the community. I'm not familiar with everyone's journey through the FFR community. How long have you been in? Like, what sort of experience have you had with this community in the tournament so far?
Well, the tournament's great. It's good to go back to the beginning as far as when I joined up. I joined up right before the end of the year. Kind of hopped in with some ducklings and just started racing with them. Kind of grew up from there, and then the tournament itself's been a little bit more rocky for me than most, but I'm enjoying it so far.
Are you planning to participate in the summer co-op tournament?
I think I might have to take a break after all this.
That's fair.
But I might want to hop into tracking or, maybe help out a little bit on setup for all that stuff. And I know I can pay a lot of people back for setup work they've done. And maybe I can jump in there and help out.
Awesome, yeah, we'd love to have you, man. It's good to. It's a lot of fun to be on the crew. It looks like Crab Cakes and Chad is looking for a co-op partner. Throw her under the bus.
And as Woad says, she probably still would beat me and him, so...
As Mono beefs up against Tia 2, who wasn't particularly scary, just had a ton of health and a zaps.
Because Team Scrub does not practice.
Respect, man. And the zap takes Falk.
Well, Falconic, you couldn't survive a zap, buddy. TMS not fighting back with too much. Will should, and Monoci shouldn't have much trouble with this fight.
No.
Then move on to Chaos.
He's in a little bit better position than Spellzapp was here with having a Red Wizard survive the zap, so he can drop some nukes.
So we're just healing up, tagging with the Vorpal. It's taking a lot longer with Vorpal than it would if he had a good sword, say like Mazmoon, but you do what you can do.
Yeah.
T-Mart's a little beefy here too, actually. It's not going down too easy.
And down she goes. Now let's see if Mono gets that instant 4-Rockle fight. No, he gets Nightmares and Evil Men.
That are unrunnable. And he's at a nuke. No matter how many times you check it, Mono, it's not going to magically show up again.
It's like looking in the fridge when you're hungry, man. check it at least 5 times and the food never changed.
You should get the rock golems in about 6 or 7 steps. I think I messed up about 5 or 6 steps.
We got some airs. And there's the rock goals who take the initiative and start pounding them into the pavement. But he's through the Chaos Zone. We're gonna have the Buzzsaw versus the Chaos Saw. That didn't make any sense, but it sounded good in my head.
Sorry, man. You can workshop it.
Rearranging his items, so he's got all his ducks in a row. Looks like he's gonna 3-man it. Falcon's gonna be eating dirt for this fight.
It's a bold choose, Canuck. We'll see how it pays off. Pretty sure I said choose instead of choice.
Pretty sure you did.
I'm pretty sure I'm more tired than I think I am.
You're gonna be, oh buddy, it's 12:30 in here. And I got work tomorrow. So alright, so Monoci is gonna go with Bane strats here on Chaos.
Why not? It worked against Spellzapp before.
Throws up a white shirt, power gauntlet, Chaos first round, lightning 2. It's exactly the way it started out with Spellzapp. Another white shirt goes up. It's gonna heal 3, heal up a little bit. We should see another lightning 2 here, I think. Nope, Chaos attacks, do it 291. Will powers up with the gauntlet. And gonna cure 4 to White Mage. I think the White Mage is full. That might have been a miss menu. Red Mage is down to a knee. Could use a cure 4. There it is. No, gonna cure 4 to Fighter. Fighter still beefing himself up. White shirt goes out again. Cure 4 on the Fighter. Chaos with another lick 2. More white shirt. More power bomb. More heal 3. Chaos with fire 3. Finally gets rid of Moss. Gets rid of Mog. Still powering up with that bomb. Still healing with the White Mage. And Chaos still chucking out the ice and fire spell. Another Bane shot. Ooh. Chaos comes back with Bane. Bane for Bane. It's 531 from the Vorpal. He's gonna potion heal here. Another attack with the Vorpal. 4 hits, 846. I think Chaos is 1 Vorpal shot away from being down. Yep, and there it is. Take your GG's out.
Monoci85 finishes with an official SRL time of 2 hours, 17 minutes, 23.
Okay, well, what did I miss here with the balloon and stuff?
So get your GGs in chat for Mono. We're going to try to get him in chat for an interview.
And props to Mono for finishing up. And we'll see if we can get him in here. And there he is. GG, sir.
GG, guys.
GG, Mono.
So take us through that one, buddy.
I don't know. I wiped too many times to remember anything. I think I forgot to take notes on some of the towns, and then I've been flying around trying to find Andrak.
The irony there being Onrak was Onrak.
Yep.
Well, GG Mono. It was a super close run early on. Canuck and I were talking about how it was literally anyone's run where you were doing checks in like Waterfall or Ice Cave, and then 5 minutes later, Spellzapp was in Ice Cave, and you were where he was, and there was a lot of that where it's just divergent routing, basically the whole way through. Where it kind of came together was towards the end game. Your end game kind of processed the same way. What were your thoughts on the way the early siege shook out with the thunder trolls and the death touch trolls and all the nasty crap that you ran into early on?
So the thunder trolls was the one that's get me off of early Earth Cave, because I don't want to see the trolls in there, and I have no ribbon yet. Even if I have a ribbon, I don't think my level was sufficient enough to just go through Earth, let alone like Lit 2 and Ice 2. So I didn't want to do Earth, so I went around, bought the what was it also on sale, the Ruby, and then I got something, I don't remember what it was. It was something not needed, so it was a dive for Earth after all.
Yeah, I think the Ruby led to the Herb from Sarda, and we knew that that check was going to be airship lock.
Yep.
Well, so with this unfortunate loss on your end, Mono, you are exited from the 2019 spring tournament. What are your thoughts on the tournament?
Oh no, I had fun. That was how I entered the tournament anyway, just to have fun. So yeah, it's all good. Beside that, good luck to Spellzapp on making it to the final, so I don't feel so bad.
Yeah, thanks, Mono. You guys have to understand is that Mono is like, I had to change up all how I played for him because he's known as the buzzsaw, right? So he's going fast. So I had to kind of take more of a conservative route, and it was weird. You don't understand how like nerve-wracking it was to go up against Mono, because he might just blow through the game and just win. He's a great competitor.
Thanks,
man. Yeah, I would agree with that statement 100%. Mono is one of the guys that when I started watching FFR on YouTube, you were one of the guys that they were talking about Mono like years ago. So yeah, definitely a class act staple of the game. So couldn't have been happier to get to call a race of yours, Mono. And Spellzapp, I think big things ahead for you. I tracked the race that you had with Falconic during the Swiss, and Falconic got the lucky Bane Sword first round to get that from you, but it's been an intense tournament for me just being a spectator, basically. I've been in Crescent Lake with the old men for a while now, but it's been a lot of fun watching you guys run. I don't really have any more questions, Canuck, if you want to get some more final thoughts out of them.
There's one question put here in chat for Spellzapp. How are you going to change up your play for your next opponent? This is coming from your next opponent.
I think I'm going to check Sky, you guys.
Bold move. You heard it here first, folks. He's going to check Sky.
Other than that, no, I have nothing else. GG to boat runners. It was a fun race to commentate, and good luck moving on, Spellzapp.
Thank you.
Mono, I hope to see you in the co-op tournament with the duckling in the back of your truck, and otherwise I'll see you guys around the Discord. Thanks a lot to Woat and Thunderclawed for doing the tracking, for Speed Gaming, for hosting. This has been a lot of fun. Thank you, Canuck, for being in the booth with me again. This is now our second race. It's always a ton of fun with you, dude. But yeah, this is great, man.
No, for sure. It's good times with you in the booth, buddy. I enjoyed it. It was a good race, and we'll have to do it again for the next bracket round.
I'm down. Maybe. I might be out of town next week, so we'll see. But yeah, this was a lot of fun. Any more races going on today or tonight? Do you know of, Canuck?
No, I believe that is it, unless there's a third match between Will and his opponent. I'm not sure if that's going tonight or tomorrow.
All right, well, keep your eyes peeled for Speed Gaming, Randomania. Just always do that search in Twitch for Final Fantasy Randomizer, you'll find people maybe racing, maybe doing some practice. You'll get to see people playing this at almost all hours of the day. So I'll see you guys around. Thanks.
Take her easy, fellas.